16 constitutional amendment bills into law, and one of these, by virtue of the presidential assent, is expected to bring a change in the energy sector. The bill allows states to generate, transmit, and distribute electricity in areas covered by the national grid. This morning, I would be joined by an energy expert in person of engineer Tunji Light Ariyo to take a look at the Electricity Act recently signed by President Muhammadu Buhari. Thank you once again for joining us on the program. We'll take a short break. Business will be back. Don't go away. Good morning. Thank you so much, Engineer Tunji Light Ariyo, for joining us on Business Today.
Hello, you didn't get my name.
All right, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, I am
Tunji Light Ariyo Mo. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us on the program Business Today.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, let's begin with the privatization phase of the electricity power sector in Nigeria. How modest have been the gains so far?
The privatization carried out by the last successive 3 or 4 administration, you mean?
Yes.
Was enabled by the Power Sector Act 2005, which was in fact initiated and commenced by President Olusegun Obasanjo, because he was the first to put together the Power Sector Act, which was aimed at introducing a sort of liberalization to the power sector, similar to what President Obasanjo achieved with the telecom sector. And after, he also initiated the special intervention program, the presidential intervention program, to construct and build afresh a number of new independent power plants. One of such is located in Ondo State, in Ondo South specifically, around on the Orientis. That is the Omotosho power plant. And when President Yaradua took over, President Yaradua, like history has confirmed, didn't stay long until we got to have President Goodluck Jonathan, under whom the sectors were effectively privatized. It has not been a smooth ride, and it has not been a good experience for Nigerians. We have had relatively okay performances in places like Abuja, but that has not been the case in other parts of Nigeria. The total capacity of the stock capacity of our plants, the capacity have remained at almost 12 gigawatts, that's 12,000 megawatts. But the actual capacity will and eventually get to reach the public are over between 3,000 to 4,500 for a population, for a growing and expanding population that is currently estimated at over 210 million people. So if we are to score ourselves, we have done badly. We have not done very well. That is in spite of the series of public interventions by the federal government to pump in finance to help people, whether at the level of distribution, whether even at a point we imported a company from Canada known as Manitoba Hydro to actually can fix this. And that is why I think we have reason of hope in the recent decentralization of the management, regulation, generation, transmission, and distribution of power as affected by recent alteration to the Nigerian Constitution.
Now, Mr. Engineer Ariyomo, I want you to expatiate on what you just said, that what we have done is not what we ought to do.
Yes. We're a nation of 200 by the world worldometer estimate. We are currently close to 220 meters. We have over 960 kilometers space, square kilometer space, which means we are relatively a large country. Now, to compound the entire situation, we are relatively inexperienced. We got independence in 1960, so it means we're a young nation. So when you put all of this together, it implies that as far as experimenting with solution is concerned, we should not be found doing that. There's a Yoruba adage that says that the wise learn from the mistake of others. The fool would love to learn by his own mistake. So, as a young nation, what we need to do is to look at what other nations have done successfully. In the United States of America, for instance, power is actually decentralized. There was a crisis in 2021 when the states actually refused to take power from the national grid. But in Nigeria, up until this current month, that was impossible. Every single state local government in Nigeria was tied to the ineffective apron string of the national government, which meant that if the national government failed, then the entire nation failed. No. We ought to have decentralized power as far back as 1999. Then, rather than focusing on what they call privatization, what we ought to do, what ought to be our focus is liberalization. What does liberalization imply? Liberalization implies lower limiting regulation to enable the stakeholders and component interests evolve at their own pace. If that had been the case, a state like Lagos would have opted to be outside the national grid and would have been able to do it effectively. And if a state like Lagos failed at it, the people of Lagos would have been able to target as part of the impaired performance index of the government of Lagos State and not subliminally looking at it as a federal government function. A place like Kano State, for instance, has no business being on the grid. If Kano State is able to negotiate with power service providers that are willing to set up plants in Kano State and what we could describe as a Kano corridor that will cover Kano, Katsina, and nearby or contiguous states. States like Bayelsa, like Delta, adjoining states in the Niger Delta will have been able to come together as a regional power block to generate, transmit, and utilize that energy within that regional block and then push excess of that energy generated to a national grid as a secondary grid. However, rather than pursue this, which is commonsensical, scientific, and backed by successful examples across the world, we embarked on what has never worked anyway by introducing unitary intervention in the power sector. Ondo State, under the current administration, made efforts to break out of that by leveraging a provision in the then Constitution, sections 14 and 15, under Part 2, second schedule, National Assembly to remove that limitation, that inhibition. Because I've stated this at different fora, if we had continued on that path, in the next 1 million years, we will never be energy sufficient. However, by decentralizing power, as the federal government has now done, opportunities now are so numerous. Our next prayer should be for capable hands, capable sector leaders to man that sector, and not those who have no business getting near electricity poles, having to man the nation's need to get electricity right. It's not a child's play. It is only capable hands that can drive it. There is a difference between having a good law. Of course, before now we did not have a good law. We also did not have good leadership, capable leadership in that sector. So that is what people will call a strict balance, double jeopardy. However, now we have the opportunity of a good regulation. We now need to have capable hands. Because without capable hands, even good laws are useless. Within the limitation of the previous law, we could have maneuvered if we had capable hands who knew what they were doing. But unfortunately, we have people who probably have other expectations. Look at the beautiful attempt to introduce the Egyptian experience in Nigeria through the Siemens deal. Now, if you look at and study carefully where we put Siemens from, that's the experience of Siemens in Egypt. Siemens effectively spent 2 years, 3 months increasing the generation, transmission, and distribution capacity of the Republic of Egypt by 25 gigawatts. That is 25,000 megawatts. And they achieved that from concept notes to financial closure to executing the project to completion and commissioning between 2 years and 3 months. However, when it came to the turn of Nigeria to replicate that, in the first instance, people who have no business, people who have no understanding of what was taking place, but simply because they heard that it had been done in Egypt, they took over the negotiation, completely clueless individuals. And we have been on that negotiation now for over 6 years. And then they started, and you can see the pace at which we are moving, the snail pace at which we are moving.
Now, Engineer Ariyomo, now with the latest amendment, there is a general consensus that states will be empowered to invest in the sector, as well as put adequate institutions, put adequate structures and systems in place to attract and retain local and foreign investors interested in their domains. Now, how sizable do you see this investment, and how easy do you see it coming for the states, taking a look at the institutional challenges ahead of them, which so many say is enormous?
Okay, first let me correct something. Even though the law empowers states to invest, states should not invest in the sector. The latter part of your question reference states' capacity to attract investment. That is exactly what should be done. So you have correctly, in the latter part of your question, you have correctly introduced the way forward. What states of the Federation should do is to aggressively attract investment into the sector. States of the Federation may also want to consider the opportunity of having a buffer electricity fund, because the sector is young, like I have earlier stated. And then number two, because states are just coming in, investors will consider electricity in Nigeria as a high-risk venture. If, however, states are able to have dedicated pool of funds, not for the purpose of investment, no, but for the purpose of providing when required or if needed states must also immediately come up with their own localized regulations. Regulation particularly on investment protection because of the rapidly changing political activities in states. Of course, it is also happening at the national level, but it's more prominent at the state level, where a governor leaves and that governor takes over, and he does not want to have anything to do with all the activities of the immediate past government. States of the federation must come up with laws, and we have an example. Manitoba Hydro operates in the district of Manitoba in Canada, but it operates as a crown company. Now, the people, no government in Manitoba can dissolve the Manitoba Hydro, which is a company, without recourse to referendum by the people of Manitoba. In essence, while drafting their own law, they envisage that there is the possibility that one government may come in that may not like what has been done and might intentionally want to frustrate it. In order to mitigate that risk, they introduce that legal provision to ensure that as far as that business is concerned, it will be adequately protected even by their own law at the state level. So my admonition to all states of the federation, when you want to get this right first with your regulation. Let your regulation be altruistic. Look at what we did with Ondo State. The governor of Ondo State approved that we set up the Ondo State Power Company. However, while drafting all the papers, I insisted that the lawyers must introduce clauses that if you are outside government today, for any reason, the share you hold in trust for the people of Ondo is back to Ondo government. So, when we left government, we did not need to sign any documents because the paper we filed, the approval we obtained from Mr. Governor, and the paper we filed with the Corporate Affairs Commission already contained that acoustic protection. So there was no way any one of us would be dragging shareholding with Ondo State government. So other states of the federation could learn from that. Ensure that one, the legislation protects all the investment. Then number two, create buffer funds, not for the purpose of you investing in that sector. Don't invest in the sector. Don't buy things in the sector. No. Those are kick approach because whatever you buy will not have commercial components. And it is common that drive businesses. And it is businesses that can drive the sector. Because people coming to the sector as investors know that they will make money. So that forms the basis. That forms the incentive. That incentive is what makes them to get the needed poles, to get the needed cabling system, to get the needed equipment, depending on the varieties of what is being done. So you need to get your legislation right. You need to get the buffer fund in place solely as I've described, buffer fund. So that when you have your new investors coming in, you can always tell them, by the way, we have capacity to give you partial guarantee. And if it is, of course, if they are taking directly from government will have to pay. But if it is for the people, you can offer partial guarantee to serve as a moderating influence, mitigating the risk that the investors coming in will face. However, after a while, there will no longer be need for such buffer funds because the market will gradually mature. So, if you were to compare what the federal government has now done, it's like you bring a young boy and ask that boy to be sweeping the Akure Stadium. One person. You put that one person. I'm using the word boy to signify maturity. To place that boy in the center of the field and you just sweep this thing. The child will try. He will try, but it will get very tedious. By now empowering states of the federation to take over, regulate, legislate on practically every aspect of electricity, what you have now done is that instead of one boy, you have now placed 37 boys in that same football field. And you are asking 37 boys, please, wait this, please. 37 boys who are pupils of Aquinas College are likely to be able to do better than one boy who is a pupil of Aquinas College sweeping their
whole. Now, Engineer Riyamo, now Ondo State government has already laid the foundation, because I remember while you were the special advisor to Governor Akeredolu, the state government then launched the 45 kilowatt cabin type mini grid power project in Ilaje local government area of the state. Now, also we heard about 85 kilowatts solar plant in Akure North for the use of an SME cluster. Now, according to you then, those power plants brought to 5 the number of successfully completed community power interventions by the Akeredolu government. Now, Ondo State government has already laid a foundation. How do you see this act boosting government's work plan for the electricity sector of the state?
Thank you very much. If you go to our photo in Ilaje today, or you go to Ola, or you go to Obejedo, or you go to Obela, the only electricity they have ever known in their life were the ones provided under the power sector intervention scheme of the Iraq Children government. And like you said, I was privileged to lead that effort at that time. However, the state has continued to move forward. Of course, before I exit government, I'm aware of major power intervention in Okutipupa for the university and the adjoining small communities, even in Alabaka. And I can almost say that I'm aware that the only thing probably delaying them will be issues of maybe what the state needed to do or need to do at some point that has not been done. If those things have been done, you would also like, while you mentioned what we have done in Nigeria, you will have also mentioned what is happening currently in the opposite Bishop's Court in Alabaka. You know, that plant, when it comes up, we'll have the capacity to actually provide electricity for the Alabaka GRA, as well as 2 major estates in Ondo State. That is the Obaide Housing Estate, as well as the Jaguar Housing Estate. Before I left government, we have concluded the stakeholders engagement. So the stakeholders, the organization, at that time. So that their project is completed. And number 2, it will free more wattage being obtained from the national grid for the use of the state and environment. Then number 3, it will also serve as a source of additional new revenue for the Ondo State people through the Ondo State government. So these are a number of things that, of course, the state under Akeredolu also led the entire federation in coming up with the first fully independent power sector law. What I would advise my colleagues that took over after me is that now that the Constitution has empowered states to regulate, generate, transmit, and distribute in areas under the grid, which was not so with the previous Constitution, then there's a need to urgently review and include the power and every single thing in that act to reflect the new constitutional enablement. And the number of people who did not know where we were doing at that time will now have realized that the direction Akeredolu and Olatunji were pointing at is now the reality. So they no longer can be in doubt. Because what we did at the time, as we were actively working at the state level, I was also working with my colleagues and professional seniors at the national level to bring about that change that we are now all noticing. So we are the first state that
All right.
Do you guys want us to continue like this? Or do you want us to be able to set example for this nation? I will not lie to you, my sister. That example that we set is one of those things I also use as a national anthem with every forum that I belong to combat the position for the accelerated need to end this unnecessary, silly limitation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Engineer Ariyomo, because we do not have a lot of time. Our time is already fast spent, and we still have a lot to discuss on the program and on this alteration to the Constitution as regards the electricity sector. But we hope to bring you back on the program one of these days to talk more on this. Thank you very much for joining us on Business Today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. And that's Engineer Tunji Light Ariyomo, an energy expert, taking a look at the alteration to the Constitution on the electricity sector. That's how far we can go on the program this morning, Business Today. My name is Odunayo Soya. Thank you so much for being a part of the program. Good morning.